In the series against North, in a strange way, you guys ended up losing your pick, which was Nuke, and then you looked pretty solid on Mirage. You looked like you were going to win, and then all of a sudden it went downhill. So I was wondering if you could walk me through a little bit about what went wrong there.
Which one, Nuke or Mirage, or just both?
Yeah, I guess both.
Both. Nuke. We did not play our game. We overthought a lot of things. I think we kind of just we watched a lot of demos on them, and I think we were trying to counter too much instead of just playing our own game. So I think that was the biggest thing. Also, too, I think we just weren't hitting our shots for the first map. Also, too, I think pretty sure we didn't win a pistol on Nuke. That kind of hurt us. Post plants. Those are rough for us right now. It seemed like, North played really well, but it seemed like our communication was off, and that we just, we would end up getting into sites and even having the advantage, but we just end up losing it. And that's just one of our weaknesses, I think, as a team, and that's something that we really need to go over and watch demos on, and our own demos, and see what we could have done differently or whatever. Communication is a huge deal, though, and I think that's we were lacking that first map a lot. And actually, there's a lot of times in the second map that it affected us too. And post plants, again. So now that was Nuke. Mirage. We had 11-4 half. We played really well, but even that, we still made mistakes that cost us a round that could have made it our first half even a 12-3 or 13-2. We don't know, but I think we were retaking the site. We mollied Firebox, and there was a guy still Firebox, so maybe the molly missed, and he ended up killing 3 guys in our retake, and there was only one person or 2 guys alive in that retake. So that's that should never happen, and that was a crucial round too, I think. But the best part about that is that we still made it in 11-4, but those are the 1-2 rounds that can literally just win you the game. Going to the second half, our eco, we got ecoed. We got pistol, and then we got ecoed. That's a rough one too, because if we win that, we'd probably win the next one because they're going to be on a full save, and that would have been a 14, or no, that would have been 13. Yeah, 13. And then in all of we also did kind of not go with our own game plan. We just kind of tried to counter a little bit in Mirage too, which most of the time it actually did work. We got into sight. Our plan was kind of just to take advantage of what was going on in A, because they never smoke A ramp, and I knew where MSL was going to be playing, so it's kind of I was going to lead, and them are just going to bust out A a lot, which we ended up taking the site, and then it just became a post-plant game, and that's when our communication wasn't good. I think sometimes a couple of people, even maybe myself sometimes or whatever, we try to go for the hero play, and we didn't need to. But yeah, communication, like I said, is the key, and that will literally lose you games if you're not on point with communication. And our post plants, that was I think we had so many times the bomb down. I can't even count how many times we had bomb planted and we end up losing. So
in the past, Liquid has had some problems with the endgame leader role. After Peacemaker left, but now this year you guys picked up Stan, which has been pretty successful. How does it feel to have a dedicated endgame leader again?
Peter's been really good, man. I love that he's on our team. He's a good teammate, and he's a great IGL. So I think just in general, just getting him and getting an IGL, because that's exactly what we needed at the time, and now that we have it, it's just gonna now we have a set 5 too, we can just work on it. I feel we just kind of been shuffling a lot, someone got replaced. Like we haven't really had a steady 5 ever since Zeus joined. And Zeus is a key to our roster too. So like we need, it's nice to like know that this is the 5, and now we can just improve and fix what we need to fix. So bringing in Peter was like, to me, that was probably one of the best things. Him and Zeus are like the key, I feel like, key players of this team.
You've had a very good tournament individually, and for Liquid, historically has some problems with awpers going through Adrian, Kusta, Simple. I just wanted to get your thoughts on how well you've been able to integrate into this team as the awper, and sort of the approach that you've taken.
Peacemaker, his whole strategy was based on strats. Like out of the start, we're running a strat. It's called strat, we're running it. And as an awper, that's like one of the worst things you have to go through, because you're just going to a certain spot and you have to throw the smoke and then hope that you see someone. You know, hope that you can help your team.
So you prefer more like freestyle?
Well, there can be a mix, but it's just that's how it is every single round. Like I'm just gonna be useless. That's not how an awper should be. With the addition of Peter and Zeus, it's been better. But even still, I'm getting more comfortable and probably finding out different ways to, because I work my ass off, so I try to figure out different things that I can do and stuff like that even on my own, and just try to work on that.
So I was wondering if you could speak a little bit about how Twistzz has been integrating into the team, his fit, and what it's like to play with him.
He's funny to play with. He's got a lot of energy, which is like I love the fact that he has a lot of energy. He's really positive. And it's funny that a 17-year-old can get you hyped and has like all this positive, atmosphere and attitude. He is just like a phenomenal player. He needs more time. There's a lot of stuff that he needs to learn still, but that's gonna come. Like I said, he's 17. He's got so much time to work on his mistakes and improve. And that's one thing too that he's really good with, is that is talking to him about stuff that, like criticism, like he's okay with it. And that's another thing that's hard to find with such young players. They think like, they'll go through a tournament, they play really well, and they think that they're everything. And that's what you cannot have. So I'm just happy to have him on board, and to have him as how he is, because it's really rare, especially with the talent that he has, because he's insane. But yeah, I'm really convinced that like a year from now, 2 years, I would say probably about 2 years from now, he's probably going to be one of the best players in the world.
So are you guys taking like a specialized approach in terms of mentoring him, because he is a bit young?
I'm trying to work with him as much as I can, because I live at the house, and it's me, Zeus, and Twistzz. So I'm trying to do as much as I can from what I know from all the sports that I played and everything, like just being a team player, trying to help him with that. And Zeus is too. Yeah, we're trying to do as much as we can to just kind of mold him into like the perfect teammate, perfect player, which he's on the way to being. So
in terms of the format for the groups for this tournament, I know there's been some criticism about that. I just wanted to get your thoughts on if you like the format for the groups, or do you have a preferred format for 12 teams?
See, I don't know about this format, just because of the fact that like some team can make it already be in, and their match, like for example when North played us on Kabul, they didn't have to play for anything, they already were in the semis.
Right.
So that can really affect maybe other teams that are trying to get in, because if they don't care, then so that's why I actually don't really like this format. I don't know, sometimes I'm not even really a fan of BO1s either. I'd rather just play a BO3 because it just shows you who the actual better team is.
Yeah.
And then BO1's just anything can happen. So like, you just have one off day. Like we almost, which was the weird part, is like we lost to Navi first game, and we beat NRG and Optic, and then the next day we lost to Mouse, and we were 2-2, and like at one point I thought there was like no chance that we couldn't even make it through. Like how? That doesn't even make sense. I prefer a different format for sure, but.
And then some of the other players I spoke with, you know, also didn't really like how the tiebreak situation went.
Oh yeah. I don't see. That's the thing. It's like, what are you supposed to do in that scenario, though? You know, like rock paper scissors. I don't know. The OT thing is so strange. I feel like that is kind of like the only thing they can do with just how limited they are with time. But I feel bad because that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like going to OT and just playing with full amount of money, I don't know, changes everything.
What would you say is Liquid's next big goal for 2017?
Obviously, our biggest goal is win something, but we're not really thinking too much of that. Like we're thinking more of like, okay, next event. We made at groups here, so next event, our first goal is to make it to the semis, maybe. I don't know. Just giving an example. So like just advancing what our first goal was, making it, you know, or higher expectations. I would say now though, for like as a team, it would be to really develop, like have a full map pool. Because right now we have like, we have a pretty big map pool, but like there's still 2 maps that like we're just not really comfortable on. And if we do that, I think that would be like, yeah, the most important goal right there. And I think we'll be really good.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.